Hey there. So, I can't figure out a way to take a picture of my collection, so I'm just gonna do a shitty video. Now, if you notice, this is on top of two random boxes. My phone is just blue tacked to the boxes. So if it falls, whoops, it already fell once. So I just wanted to show my collection because I really like collecting vinyl and I think it's a very fun hobby. And, music is cool. Now, I don't have that many, but I'm going to still try to make this video entertaining to watch. Now, I'm going to go in alphabetical order, so there's some order here. The first one that I have is actually Minecraft Volume Alpha by C418. I love Minecraft. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I play it all the time, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. Now, I have this on vinyl because it's just a really pretty soundtrack. I can't imagine not having it on vinyl. And if we take it out of here and look at it, sorry if the flash on the camera doesn't do much justice to it, but look at that. That's pretty. That's just transparent green and it's really nice. Yeah, that's Minecraft Volume Alpha. And the next vinyl I have is Minecraft Volume Beta. This is the other Minecraft soundtrack. What I said for the other one pretty much applies here. If you look at this one, it's actually a cool fire splatter. And I love how this looks. It is super pretty. I do have to mention though, the Minecraft Volume Alpha, it tends to pop a lot. And I know that's like a common problem with Volume Alpha, but this one sounds absolutely perfect. Very minimal popping, very minimal surface noise. It is fantastic. Now this next one is a bit of a special vinyl, mainly because I haven't opened it, well, first of all, and two, it is Teens of Denial. Now what makes this so special? Why haven't I opened it? Mainly because I probably you can't see it right there, but it says just what I needed, not just what I needed. Now the reason that's so special is because this is actually the recalled version of it. This usually goes for $200 on Discogs. $200. This is a very rare vinyl, and the Carsey Hunter server I'm in found an eBay listing for this that had this for $23 for vinyl, and the dude had like 10. Poor dude didn't know what he had. This is an extremely rare vinyl. Too scared to open it. I may open it one day. It's such a collector's item that I kind of don't want to open it, if I'm being honest. Okay, another one I have here is Twin Fantasy by Carsey Hunter. This is absolutely one of my favorite albums of all time, so having it on vinyl is superb. It's super high quality. This is pressed so well and it sounds so fantastic. By the way, I got this at a place called Platinum Records online. They shipped it to me in a couple of days in really cheap shipping, and it came super secure. It came super nice. I honestly love ordering from them whenever I get the chance because they know how to treat vinyl well while shipping, and honestly, if you can, I would definitely support them because what they do is fantastic work. Now we started at the start of the alphabet. We're jumping all the way near the end because again, I don't have that many vinyl. I have Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age. One of my favorite albums of all time, probably my favorite Queens of the Stone Age, if I'm being honest. Songs of the Deaf is close second, if it is. I honestly love their artwork they did for this album. It's superb. This sounds great on vinyl. Interesting, most 12-inch vinyl spin at 33.5 RPM. But this one, even though it's a 12-inch, they made it spin at 45 RPM. No idea why, honestly, but hey, it sounds really good, and I'm happy to have it on vinyl. It's actually one of the first ones I got. This one I actually got for my birthday recently, and it is OK Computer, the OK Not OK anniversary edition. When I got it, there's a little beaten up, couple corner dings, but honestly, it is a fantastic album. And to have the OK Not OK version with the whole 3 LP set, this thing is massive and this is heavy. All the artwork is fantastic. But yeah, this was a really good birthday present, and I'm not going to overrate it like a lot of people do, but it's honestly one of my favorites from Radiohead. Not my absolute favorite from Radiohead, but it's also been a few years since I've listened to all their albums all the way through, so maybe that'll change. Now the other Radiohead one I have is Kid A by Radiohead. Honestly, it's super, super nice on vinyl, this album. This is probably my favorite Radiohead. I like it more than OK Computer, which some people are probably going to disagree with, but honestly, this album is just fantastic. This sounds really awesome on vinyl. It's super pretty artwork. It's one of the first ones I got, actually. Okay, enough Radiohead. Those are only 2 Radiohead I have. Now this one I'm really happy to have. This is Red Vox, Another Light. Now, Red Vox is most well known as Vinesauce Vinny's band, but if you take it out of me just being a fan of Vinesauce, this album is absolutely fantastic, and it's one of my favorites of all time. Can't imagine not having it on vinyl. Also, this pressing, it sounds really good, and it's so pretty. I love this splatter, this like explosion. It looks like a flower. It's an amazing pressing and really high quality. If you ever have the chance, I would really recommend listening to Red Vox, because they are a fantastic band. This is The Strokes Is the Sit, and another fantastic pressing. This sounds absolutely gorgeous on vinyl. God, it's such a good pressing. It's not colored. I don't know why I took it out of the album, but I would really recommend this album. This is also one of my favorite albums of all time. Honestly, kind of flawless. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Obviously, no album is perfect, but you know, this album's pretty close. Okay, there's Julie. This man hasn't aged a day, has he? Alright, that's not the only Strokes I have, actually. I have their new album, The New Abnormal, which is probably really bright on that. This is honestly one of my favorite albums from this year. Not my personal favorite album of this year, but it's probably number 2 or number 3, if I'm being honest. This sounds absolutely perfect on vinyl. This is a great pressing. One thing I don't like about this is the packaging. What the fuck is wrong with the packaging? They put it into like this plastic sleeve and you take the sticker off. I opened it wrong when I first got it. I should have looked up how to open it before I did that, but I actually opened it from this up here. Didn't cause that much damage, and it doesn't look that out of place, but that's a little upsetting to me. I actually have the poster on my wall over there. I probably won't take a picture of it, but I have the poster over there. Honestly, a really fantastic album. I really recommend listening to it. It's great on vinyl. Oh yes. These are probably my favorite ones that I have on vinyl, mainly because this was like a out of the blue purchase, and I absolutely needed these on vinyl. I have a few They Might Be Giants records on vinyl, and their first album is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot stress enough how good and underrated They Might Be Giants are, especially their first 3 albums. Look at that. First of all, this pressing is heavy. This is heavy pressing, but it's so pretty. This pink color is fantastic. It's 180 grams. It sounds absolutely perfect. Again, I really recommend you listen to They Might Be Giants, because if you haven't, you're missing out on some really good music, especially their first 3 albums. Speaking of their first 3 albums, here's their second album, Lincoln. This is another fantastic pressing. They press their vinyl super well, especially these like anniversary ones. And this one is a fantastic kind of transparent red. It sounds amazing. It looks amazing. I love how the Giants press their albums. Lincoln is also one of my favorite albums from them, though probably my least favorite out of their first 3, but still has some of their best songs like Anna NG and Cajun Aquarium and Purple Toupee. And They Might Be Giants, absolutely underrated. I would definitely recommend listening to them when you get the chance. They have a lot of albums, but a lot of them are really good, so it's kind of worth listening to them, if I'm being honest. Now, the next album is probably one of my favorite albums of all time again, and one of my favorite They Might Be Giants records. It's Flood. This is my favorite They Might Be Giants record. And honestly, this pressing, it looks beautiful, and 2, it sounds absolutely amazing look at that. It looks like hard candy. I want to eat this album. That's how much I like how this one looks. Now this pressing, I don't know if it's just a problem where I haven't cleaned it well enough, but there's like a slight skip on the B side, but it doesn't really cause a problem because after I cleaned it, it stopped skipping the rest of the tracks, so that's good. This pressing, this album, it's absolutely beautiful, and I would really recommend listening to this one, especially. Now, we are done with our They Might Be Giants records. I actually have their 2013, I think, record, Nanobots. Now, the reason I have this one is because when I was scouring through their shop and doing the last minute purchases from them, I saw a deal that was get this one free with any purchase of another album. So when I bought Lincoln, I did the deal where I bought Lincoln and I got this one for free. Now, this album is also really nice. It has a lot of their good later year stuff. And I honestly really love the artwork on this album. And this also sounds fantastic. Even an album that I'm not the hugest fan of, but I still love, has an amazing sounding pressing that makes me want to spin it more. And it's just, yeah, there's Nanobots. Now this is one of the other, this is one of the 2 vinyl I got, as my first vinyl. I a little regret it, but this album still has a lot of fantastic moments on it. It's Walk the Moon's What If Nothing. I wish I had Talking Is Hard. I'll eventually get a pressing of that, I know, but this one is a great pressing, honestly. And it sounds really good. I just want to show you this one. This pressing, it's like a marble transparent purple. This is like the only purple one I have, and purple's my favorite color. So having this on vinyl is absolutely fantastic. I love having this on vinyl and just spinning it just for the colors, if I'm being honest. But this album is pretty good. It's not my favorite Walk the Moon album, and it's far from perfect. But as a listening experience, it's very, very good. I always have trouble putting this one back in its sleeve. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the other first vinyl that I got is the Weezer Blue album. Hooray! What more can I say? Probably my second favorite album of all time. I love Weezer. I could talk about Weezer for hours. Weezer is just an amazing band, and this album is honestly one that helped me get into music more. So I have a large appreciation for this album, and thank you, Rivers. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Brian. And also thank you, Matt. Even though you left after Pinkerton. Still love this album. Still love Weezer. I really want to get more Weezer. I do have one more Weezer. That's, of course, Pinkerton. Their other classic album. Honestly, love Pinkerton. There's a lot to talk about with Pinkerton. But this is a really great pressing, and it sounds good, and I love Pinkerton, so it's really nice having this one on vinyl. It's also one of the first few ones I got, but the first 2 I actually got were the other Weezer and Walk the Moon. But yeah, what can I say about Pinkerton? Damn, that was my second to last one. One of my other favorite albums of all time is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. Now, this album is absolutely beautiful. The mood, the atmosphere, the feeling, it's just wow. I can listen to this album over and over again and not get tired of it. There's not a single track on this that I don't like. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and honestly, I'm so happy to have it on vinyl. It's not really any special color variant. I don't think they've ever pressed this on a color variant, but I'll have to look that up. If they didn't, then here's a picture of something else. I guess I'll figure out what I'm going to put there. But yeah, that was the last vinyl I have. I do have a bunch of 7 inches singles from my, parents that I can't really spin because they're all scratched up and they sound awful. But yeah, that's about it for my vinyl. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Watching my very small collection done very fumbly as my phone is propped up on top of 2 boxes. Especially this old Victrola box. My old record player, one of the suitcase ones that I had, I don't have anymore. Honestly, here's a little secret. If you don't have the money to get a bigger, more expensive record player and speaker setup, just get one of these. You'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be careful about them ruining your vinyl, but they don't really have... I haven't really seen any evidence of these suitcase ones actually doing major damage. I'll just be careful and get this one temporarily and use it if you want. The the vinyl community is a little stuck up about people using these. Just use them if you have to. Use them if you want. They're fine. They're a very fine starter. Though I really do recommend, I got this very recently, the LP60X. That one's also very good. I would highly recommend getting that one. But you can also look up other resources to find record players to get and speakers to get. But thank you, I guess, for watching. I hope it was entertaining or interesting, and I hope my friends don't make fun of me for this, because I also record this at like 4 a.m. Yeah. Also, if you were here from my other videos and you're wondering where they went, I kind of didn't like those anymore. I kind of want to do a refresh and a restart on my reviewing stuff and ranking stuff. I want to do a whole restart, a whole fresh, new, actually quality look at it. If enough people are curious or want to see those reviews again, even though I don't like them and I don't speak with confidence, I could link the playlist somewhere. Probably not, but I still hope you enjoyed watching me fumble around my really small vinyl collection. I don't know how much of it looked really good on camera either. I guess we'll have to see. But thank you for watching. I'm gonna go now.